שמש דקה ומרפא בכנפיה.
Everyone who reads Ruth chapter 3 perceives the whole situation as a very daring situation. And perhaps we need to bear in mind that Boaz and Ruth both lived in the time of the judges. It was normal for a man to take a woman and do whatever he wanted to do with her sexually. The Bible does not shy away from reporting this all. There are many examples of this in the book of books. On the contrary, if a man meets a beautiful but defenseless woman unobserved in the middle of the night, and then he has the whole night, and then he's also drunk, it would have been natural for the two of them to sleep together. The Holy Scriptures have nothing to hide, nothing to gloss over, nothing to moralize about. From the first page to the last, the Bible is much closer to reality than many Bible believers would like it to be. Now, Naomi says to Ruth, "Is Boaz not our relative, Boaz the one with whose young women you were? See, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. Wash yourselves, anoint yourself, put on your festive garment." Ruth prepares herself like a bride for the bridegroom, like a bride for the wedding and for the wedding night. And then Naomi tells her, "Go down to the threshing floor. Do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. And when he lies down, remember the place where he lies. Go, uncover his feet, and lie down." If we go through this text and we analyze the words in Hebrew, the word bo, come, appears 3 times. The word gala, to uncover, to expose, it reminds of to uncover nakedness. The word yada, to know, appears twice in verses 3 and 4. The word shachav, to lie down, actually is a word that some commentators say is one of the key words, or the key word in chapter 3. It's 4 times for Boaz and 4 times for Ruth, that they lie down. All these words are used in biblical Hebrew to indicate sexual intercourse between man and woman. So the scenario offers little scope, little escape for not understanding Naomi's intentions. Ruth is sent to seduce Boaz. Of course, you may say, as one Christian interpreter that I found said, that Ruth had to expose his legs or his feet in order that the cold air of the night might hit his bare legs and so he would wake up. Well, you decide. It goes on, he then will tell you what to do. And she answered to her, "All you say to me, I will do." So she went down to the threshing floor and did everything her mother-in-law had commanded her, and Boaz ate and drank, and it was good for his heart. And then he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. Now this Hebrew word for heap of grain is arema, and it is very similar to the word arom, which means nakedness. And then she came quietly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Actually, Ruth is the only woman in the entire Tanakh, in the entire Old Testament, who does that to a man, that she uncovers him. At midnight, the man trembled. The word for to tremble in Hebrew is chared. It's normally used in the Tanakh to indicate a frightened response. Somebody is in that situation who feels threatened or sees some awesome circumstances. Question is whether Boaz felt physically endangered or threatened, or whether he simply realized the whole situation and started to tremble because he did not feel able to overcome the temptation. And then it goes on, he trembled and he leaned forward. This word to lean forward occurs in this form only once more in the Old Testament, and that's in Job 6 verse 18, where it's normally translated to whine, to bend, to deflect, to turn aside, and the consequence of the whole situation depicted there in the book of Job is to go nowhere, to get lost. And then it says, and behold, a woman lay at his feet. This Hebrew term, v'hinei isha, and see there, a woman, appears only once more in the whole Tanakh. And that's in Proverbs 7 verse 10, where it talks about a harlot that comes to seduce a man while her own husband is on a journey far away. And it says there, and behold, the woman meets him dressed as a prostitute, wily of heart. It is certainly possible that the author of the book of Ruth had another story in mind that is about childlessness, about alcohol, about nocturnal activities. And it's actually predecessors, ancestors of Ruth, Lot and his two daughters, that lived through a very similar situation. What is also noteworthy that in verse 8 in Ruth chapter 3, we have no personal names at all. The whole situation is absolutely anonymous. Dark night. Now you go and think about this situation. Read the text through and don't be overly pious about it. What is important though to me, that I know that there are interpreters that make all kind of this story. But what is important, that Ruth and Boaz at that night did not consummate their relationship. They did not sleep with each other. That should be very clear from the text.